And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We have a great show for you today, as always. We are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takes by fans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we're on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. Folks, however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, today is a big old kind of packed Tuesday. So we're still going to kind of do what we were doing yesterday during the Super Bowl week, kind of seeing what we were saying about the good teams. We did the Chiefs yesterday. We got the Bucs today, seeing what we said in our preseason predictions with them. Hopefully the sound is a little bit higher on the original video. Should have that all squared away, so should be good to go today. And then also what we're doing live, we're going to be picking the NBA All-Stars. The voting is now open. We're going to go through, pick the starting five on both teams, and go from there. So some great topics today on the show, obviously covering basketball, and so that's what we got today on the show. Some good segments here. Alrighty, so let's start here with our stories. And folks, hey, Super Bowl week, let's start talking about some Super Bowls. So here we go. The Super Bowl we're going to be talking about today is the one from last season. And why is this important? Well, the Chiefs, obviously, they're in the Super Bowl this season. They won it last year. But it's not just that they won it last year. Who stepped up in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes left and just took over the game? Well, folks, let's watch and find out, because Tom Brady, man, oh man, that defense is going to have some trouble on its hands. So here we go. We all know the story. Chiefs down 20-10, and then on 3rd and 15, Patrick Mahomes goes to who else? Who? Tyreek Hill. Yes, sir. The man's always been a monster, folks. We know this, and now he's even going harder this season. So he kind of energizes the offense right here. So Patrick Mahomes goes to Tyreek Hill. Who else does he go to on this drive? Travis Kelce. They get the pass interference. Let's see. Is this clear pass interference? Defender. Folks, he jumps right into him, not even playing the ball. So, yeah, that's a good pass interference call. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that it was called, but, this is pass interference. He jumped right into the receiver. And then who else do they go to? Right back to Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill jump-started this game in the fourth quarter, folks. And who's going to take it over now? They get the ball back. Patrick Mahomes goes to, once again, Travis Kelce. Folks, he was the leading wide receiver at one point at the tight end position this season. It's wild. And then he goes to Sammy Watkins, and good news for him. He's looking good to go in the Super Bowl. Didn't play last week, but hey, he was clutch here in the Super Bowl last year. And then Damian Williams, folks, he sat out this season. But this is going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Just substitute Clyde Edwards-Helaire in for Damian Williams plays, and we're going to be all good. The Chiefs will be fine. Stretches it over the end zone, and they now have the 24-20 lead. Now Jimmy Garoppolo has his chance to get his team, jump-started, get them, the winning possession at the end of the game. Here we go, 3rd and 10, and this is the infamous throw that really just overthrew him. He was wide open, had the step and a half on the defenders, and Jimmy G just overshoots them. Unfortunate. And here it is, the last play, 4th and 10. They bring him down. Unfortunate. And that's basically it, folks. Chiefs are Super Bowl champions. Damian Williams wants to get one more touchdown before the game ends to really put the nail in the coffin. And once again, folks, I can just picture this is going to be Clyde Edwards-Helaire come Sunday. Him, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, just kind of repeating what they all did last season here against the 49ers to bring home the Lombardi Trophy, folks. So, man, oh man, this Chiefs team, we know this about them. They can score whenever they want. It doesn't matter if they wait till 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It doesn't matter if they wait till 4 minutes until the fourth quarter. It doesn't matter if they wait till overtime. We saw that one game this season. What was it, against the Broncos, kind of early, about first 4 or 5 weeks there? Didn't even get going until overtime, till like 1 minute left in the fourth quarter to tie it up. Then they go into overtime and they win it there. So this Chiefs team, they're still so explosive. They're still so good. They've got all the pieces that won them the ring last year still on the roster and somehow even got better. I don't know how that happens. Usually teams can't repeat Super Bowls because everybody hones in. All right, this is what they do. This is how we stop them. We have an entire year of film on them. We can finally see how their offense works, what their pieces do, and how to stop them. But nobody's been able to do that this season. They lost one game this season after winning a Super Bowl. That's really unheard of, folks. So that just speaks to how well of a quarterback Patrick Mahomes is and how well of a freaking coaching staff they got with Andy Reid and Bieniemy, just kind of still able to mask what they do so well and still be able to score whenever they want. It's really, truly fantastic. It's one of the best offenses I think that has ever happened in the entire NFL history, honestly. So this is going to be, folks, how can you not be excited to watch the Chiefs in the Super Bowl? Regardless of who you want to win and who you're betting to win, this offense, it's going to make for a great game regardless of the outcome. So Super Bowl 50, what do we got? 55 Sunday, Chiefs, Bucs, going to be a great one, folks. Oh my goodness, cannot wait. Alrighty, so now let's kind of go into some bad news about the Super Bowl. So COVID has made an appearance here in the Super Bowl, unfortunately. The barber that was giving haircuts to some Chiefs players found out he was positive a mid-haircut on the backup center, Daniel Kilgore. So he is going to be possibly out. These aren't COVID positive cases. These are just high risk close contact, so they are still kind of eligible to be good to go for Sunday if they have negative tests for the rest of the week. If they have one hiccup, they're done. They really kind of caught it right on the very last day of close contacts, where they can just kind of test negative for 5 days and still be able to go for the Super Bowl. So two Chiefs players so far, high risk close contact. Daniel Kilgore, backup center, and then one of their wide receivers, like the fourth string wide receiver, also possibly may not be playing this game. So unfortunate. Thankfully, it's not Tyreek Hill, it's not Travis Kelce, it's not Patrick Mahomes, it's not Tom Brady, it's not Mike Evans, it's not Antonio Brown, it's not Leonard Fournette. I have to say this kind of evenly, so we can't jinx anybody. So let me keep going here. Fournette, Scotty Miller, Chris Godwin. It's nobody like that. So thankfully, so far, no big names, but definitely something, unfortunately, that we have to keep an eye on. Alrighty, and then it's Super Bowl week, folks. So everybody's on every show. They are booking guests on guests on guests. Ex-NFL players, celebrities, everybody's getting on their takes for the NFL season. So we get a quote here by Danny Amendola. Tom Brady is the Patriot way. That's why he's in the Super Bowl and the Patriots aren't. Folks, we've been following this narrative throughout the entire season. Is it Tom Brady? Was it Bill Belichick? Was it both of them? Who is it? Well, and Danny Amendola brings up a pretty interesting point here. Tom Brady is the Patriot way. Everybody calls him a system quarterback and all that, but the Patriots can't do anything with Cam Newton. It's not a plug-and-play system. Come on, folks. So I think this season really just proves that Tom Brady is, a great quarterback. He's not a system quarterback, and even if he was a system quarterback, that's fine. I don't care. He just led a 20-year dynasty. I don't care about the system, folks. This is a football. There's 3 different facets of the game: offense, defense, special teams. There's 53 players on an NFL roster. There's so many coaches. You have the head coach, the assistant coach, the offensive coordinator, the defense coordinator, the passing game freaking instructor, the running game manager. It's crazy how many pieces go into an NFL game, so you really can't just put it on one player. But Tom Brady is the Patriot way. There is no reason why the Patriots shouldn't have been able to at least get to the playoffs this season. You've still got Bill Belichick, so what's the problem? If it's the Patriot way and you can plug and play anybody in, why did y'all win 6 games this season and we're struggling mightily throughout the entire season? So just something to keep in mind. Hey, Tom Brady's first year without Billy B, he's getting to a Super Bowl, possibly could win it. Billy B's first year without Tommy B, nothing great, really awful kind of. So just kind of interesting, folks. Truly interesting. And now we get to relive this kind of same scenario next season with Sean McVay and Jared Goff. Who deserves the credit for that offense? I don't think it's Jared Goff, but we'll know for sure next year. Alrighty, here we go. Jacob Eason, the backup quarterback for the Colts. Is he even the backup? Is he the third string? I don't even know. I know they just drafted him. So Jacob Eason says he's ready to start at quarterback if the Colts give him the chance. Quote, I'm going to put my best foot forward and give you the best shot I can. Jacob Eason, I would try to tamper down those expectations a little bit. I mean, folks, the Colts went with Phillip Rivers in his very last season, decided to go with him over starting Jacob Eason and starting to kind of build somebody out. The Colts have been kind of in the discussion of just, an elite team that's just a quarterback away. So I don't know if Jacob Eason is going to be the guy they're going to go with this season. I mean, there's multiple quarterbacks that are still kind of out there that could be traded. I mean, we just saw Jared Goff and Matt Stafford go off the board. So now the Colts are kind of really dependent on Deshaun Watson. They would love to get him. I think they could still try and get Carson Wentz even. So Jacob Eason, I don't know if you're going to be playing anytime soon, my man. So we'll see, though. We'll see what the Colts do. Alrighty, and I didn't think I was going to have to do this early on, but I think I'm going to have to start a daily announcement of the Dolphins taking Devontae Smith at number 3. That is the only option, folks. I don't like to ever say my opinions in sports takes are superior or right and say everybody else is wrong, but I think I have to pull the card here, folks. I got to do it. There is only one option at number 3 for the Dolphins. Devontae Smith, wide receiver from Alabama. Why would we not get him? Folks, number 3, that's a free pick for us. We robbed the Texans organization with a trade, so this is free money, house money. When you have house money and free picks and free money, you go and get nothing you need, you go and splurge. Well, we actually do need a wide receiver too. That's the one knock against, the Dolphins offense. We didn't have that reliable, wide receiver to make big plays for Tua. That's what we need. Tua's our quarterback going further down the road. I don't care what Ryan Fitzpatrick did with his receivers. The man got a lucky Hail Mary against the Raiders and now is, should be starting for every team, right? So, yes, so I guess I have to start this daily announcement. Brian Flores, somebody. If y'all know Brian Flores, please tell him to hit me up. I can talk to this man. Hopefully he's seeing eye to eye with I'm seeing, because we get this mock draft here, and this is a second mock draft from PFF, Power Football Focus, something along those lines, that, doesn't have the Dolphins taking Devontae Smith at number 3, and this is their new iteration, that the Dolphins are going to trade picks with the Carolina Panthers. So the Panthers go up to number 3, the Dolphins fall back to number 8, and the Dolphins are taking Micah Parsons, linebacker from Penn State. Why? And the Panthers are taking Justin Fields, the quarterback from Ohio State. What is going on with PFF? What is this, folks? We've been saying all season we like Teddy Bridgewater. He was very serviceable, folks. He was going to those wide receivers and making Robbie Anderson, I'm blanking, Curtis Samuel, Robbie Anderson, Curtis Samuel, making them look real good, and they had no running game throughout the entire season. They were working with Mike Davis. Christian McCaffrey played like 2 games and couldn't even stay healthy in those games that he played. I think he exited early both of those games. So I don't understand why the hell Carolina would trade up to get Justin Fields. Teddy Bridgewater is fine. Our only knock against him was him not being clutch, and that can be fixed. We saw him clutch against the Saints, so it's not like it's a history of him not being clutch. He's had success every single season. So first year with the new head coach, first year for Teddy B with the Carolina Panthers, and they didn't even have their most star-powered weapon, and they were still competitive in a lot of games this season. So they're going to be rocking with Teddy Bridgewater. Justin Fields for Carolina makes no sense to me. Definitely trading up to get him with the Dolphins, and Dolphins not. If the Dolphins trade out of the number 3, that would be even worse of picking. I'd rather get the lineman. Who is it? Sewell that's going around. Yeah, Penei Sewell that's going around. I would rather draft the lineman than to trade back. That is the worst decision, to trade back. Go and get somebody at number 3, please, and make it Devontae Smith. So Brian Flores, please get in contact with me before the draft. We can talk about it. I can have you on the show if you want. I got no problem with that. I don't want to do a daily announcement this early because the draft isn't for months on end, but folks, come on. Dolphins at 3 takes Devontae Smith. That's the only sensible choice. That's the only choice I will tolerate. I will switch fandom. I don't care. I will not be a Dolphins fan next season if we don't take Devontae Smith. I'll change the entire background of the show. I've got no problem doing that. I'll go to the Chiefs. I don't care. I got Tyrann Mathieu and Tyreek Hill. I rave about them on a daily basis anyway. Alrighty here. All right, can everybody stop feeling bad for Bradley Beal and all this? Bradley Beal doesn't want to trade from the Wizards per these two people that they get here. Maybe that win finally turned him around. He signed the contract last year, so he's fine here. He wants to be here. He wants to get paid. He wants to be the man. He wants to be the one dropping 30 points a game and some losses. That's fine with me. That's his prerogative, priority, money, and points. Hey, who am I to disagree with that? I'll take money and points. Give me money and points. I'll take money and points. If you offer me money and points and winning, I'm not doing either right now. So, yeah, give me the money and the points. Shit. I'm on the same wavelength as Bradley Beal. Let me just be here. Let me collect my check, and, I'll get out of here. Alrighty, folks. Hey, we sold our Magic stock right in time. Maybe a little slightly too late, but hey, I mean, we sold it before this news. So Aaron Gordon, he wasn't doing anything anyway this season, so who cares? But he's going to be sidelined for 4 to 6 weeks with a severe left ankle sprain. So now the Magic got from kind of bad to even worse. Or maybe somebody steps up in his place because Aaron Gordon, as we said, was not doing anything this season. So we sold our Magic stock right in time. Aaron Gordon's out. They are now officially done. Completely done talking the Magic for the next 4 to 6 weeks. There's nothing good on this team anymore, folks, truly. So Magic, once again, just a garbage team now. Alrighty, in this, I hate this, man. Report coming in, Andre Drummond is, quote, highly unlikely to remain with the Cavs beyond the trade deadline. And that's good for him getting out of Cleveland because, they're not going to make the playoffs this season. But that means that Jarrett Allen is now going to stay on the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I want this man to go on a championship team. The man is so freaking good. Big man for the Nets. Then he got traded during that whole crazy trade, getting James Harden there. So now Jarrett Allen's going to be the main guy in Cleveland, and he went off last night. We're going to talk about him. He got elevated to the starting position, the starting lineup last night, and the man absolutely went wild. So that's good, but I want to see this man on a successful team, and the Cavs just aren't that quite yet. So unfortunately for Jarrett Allen, he's going to be stuck here in Cleveland. We were hoping he was going to get out, but if they trade Andre Drummond, they're not going to get rid of Andre Drummond and Jarrett Allen. That's all their beef. Now they got no beef. So unfortunate. Jarrett Allen, we'll see in a couple seasons on another team, hopefully, because that man deserves a ring already. The man's having great success. Alrighty, and then we'll finish here on our moneymaker from last night. We went ambitious with a big old 4-teamer and 2 of 2. Not the greatest. So let's start here. Hawks plus 5.5. They lose by 8 points, 107-99. It was close. I mean, they really didn't even lose the game until like 2 minutes left, 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So, I mean, Hawks plus 5 was hitting all game until the final couple minutes. Classic betting, right? Unfortunate there. So, didn't get that right. Hornets plus 6.5. Once again, we are riding this Hornets train, folks. It's like the GameStop stock, folks. You just keep riding it until it starts to show some decline. But this Hornets team, they're getting wins. LaMelo Ball gets in the starting lineup. They win it in overtime. We didn't even need the 6.5, folks. It's like every time we take the Hornets, folks, we got them plus 8.5, plus 5.5, plus 6.5, and they're winning straight up. I love it. So we're still going to be rocking with the Hornets, folks. Keep this Hornets betting train alive. Their betting streak alive because they're a great team, and I'm super close to putting them into the top 10. Blazers plus 9. Holy moly. Well, the Bucs finally got sick of us saying that they can't hit threes to save their lives because they hit so many damn threes. Blazers were making it decently competitive in the first half until the final 3 minutes of the second quarter, and then the Bucs hit threes and threes and threes and threes and didn't even stop until after halftime. They didn't stop. They kept it going. They put up 139 points, folks. So Blazers plus 9. We could add Blazers plus 30 and still wouldn't have hit that. So we were way off the mark on that one. And then Rockets minus 5. We were back on track here. Absolutely blew them out. They blew them out. Rockets, bingo, bango. That's why we elevated them into the top 10. I love, folks. There's 2 teams I'm loving in the NBA right now. The Hornets and the Rockets. They're hitting everything. They're winning games. They're being great. They're being consistent. They got great pieces. So Rockets -5, no problem there. 136, 106 wins. So they win by 30. So we could have taken the Rockets -20, been fine. So little unfortunate here, hitting only 50-50. Not great here. Below our standards, I'll tell you that. So we're going to get back on track today. Maybe we probably won't do another 4-teamer, but hey, if there's something speaking to us, we got to take it. So we'll see what happens today. Alrighty, let's kind of switch gears over to the NBA quickly. We'll quickly kind of review, overcap the games, and then we'll go a little bit deeper into the stats. And then we'll kind of quickly go through the stats as well, because I do want to get to our NBA All-Star selections and talk about that. So let's quickly go through these NBA games. Here we go. Lakers and Hawks. And as we said, I mean, very close game. But can we give LeBron James even more praise, even more credit? I don't want to hear that LeBron James he's not a closer or he's not clutch, folks. In all these games this season, the man is just coming alive in the fourth quarter, hitting clutch threes. If they're losing, bring them to a tie game, get them the lead, hold on to their lead, extend their lead even more. So this man is just absolutely killing it in the fourth quarter. Some big time threes by LeBron really kind of sealed the game a little bit, extended the Lakers lead from 1-4, making it harder for the Hawks to come back. So LeBron James, he's showing no signs of slowing down, and the man is just absolutely clutch. So the Lakers get the win here. Trae Young had a great game. We'll get into it, but very close game. And once again, I'm big on this Hawks team challenging the best teams, challenging the Nets, challenging the Lakers. So it's going to be hard for me I don't want to drop them out of the top 10. They are kind of losing these games against the good teams. It's all good to be competitive, but we do have to start seeing some wins against the top tier teams a little bit. So Hawks, I love them to death, but we may have to be moving them out of the top 10 come Friday. Alrighty, Hornets in the Heat. Hornets in overtime. Very well done. LaMelo Ball gets in the starting lineup. Didn't have a great game. I think he still looked a little bit better coming off the bench, but hey, once your first game in the starting rotation, I mean, it's going to take a couple of games to get used to that. But hey, they all pulled together. Malik Monk had an absolutely monstrous game, hitting 3 after 3 after 3 and just making the win, coming back because they were down in the fourth quarter, coming back and just forcing overtime and then getting it done in overtime. So very well done to the Hornets, absolutely big on them. Cavs, Timberwolves, we advised to stay away from this game, and it was close, folks. That's why we told y'all to stay away from it. I forgot what the spread was. I think it was close to probably 1. I think maybe it was 3. Very low spread, but really could have went either way. 198 in Jared Allen, first game in the starting lineup. Holy moly, the man went absolutely nuts, folks. Could not. I mean, we already know the Timberwolves have nobody down low without Karl Anthony Towns, so Jared Allen had no problem down there, absolutely. And the stats definitely reflect it. Alrighty, Knicks and Bulls. Bulls get the win, kind of avenging their last loss where, the three-pointer by Damian Lillard falls. So Bulls get back on track here with the win, 110 to 102. Blazers and the Bucks, and the Blazers just got outshot by 3. I mean, the Bucks, they've shown 2-3 games this season where the threes were all literally just falling at everything. Everybody was taking threes. All of them were falling, and this was one of the games here this season. So Bucks, they have shown the ability to hit the big threes consistently throughout the entire game. So now we can start buying the Bucks a little bit more, taking them a little bit more seriously here. So we'll see what happens, from now until Friday to see if we can put them back in the top 10. But this was a good sign that a lot of people are hitting threes this game. Kings and the Pelicans, and folks, I'm rising up on this Kings team. De'Aaron Fox really getting it done, and what's going on with this Pelicans team? They've got pieces, they've got great star power, but it's not translating to wins, so super unfortunate here. And Kings just getting it done in the fourth quarter, folks. They outscored the Pelicans 31-15 in the fourth quarter, so that's not good. Young players, a lot of role players not knowing how to close out games. This Pelicans team is young, so I guess that's the one knock that's against them so far. They don't know how to close out games. All right, Rockets and Thunder. Rockets get the huge win, 136-106, and folks, Christian Wood, John Wall, Victor Oladipo. This is my new favorite big three in the league. I think this is going to be kind of the team that we're rocking with. Last year in the bubble, we discovered the Heat before really anybody else did, and we're going to discover this Rockets team. This is the best version of the Rockets team in the last 4 seasons with all that, Chris Paul, James Harden didn't work, Russell Wilson, James Harden didn't or Russell Westbrook, James Harden didn't work, just Russell Westbrook doesn't work, but Victor Oladipo, John Wall, Christian Wood. Now we got ourselves a nice team here, a dangerous team. Watch out for this Rockets team. Love them to death, folks. They're super great. Alrighty, Suns, Devin Booker's first game back, and he's picking up where he left off, ice in his veins, folks. Devin Booker has not stopped being clutch since last year in the bubble. Pretty much in the entire offseason, he was probably clutch as well, just training, keeping up, and now he's doing it here. Took a couple games off, came back, hit the game-winning 3 for the Suns, and folks, any team that Chris Paul's on, it just gets elevated. He had a magnificent game. Devin Booker has the game winner. And can we talk about how great Chris Paul is playing these last 2 seasons? It's honestly, do I dare say, the best basketball Chris Paul has ever played these last 2 seasons? And he's had some great years. Obviously, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I don't think anybody will doubt that. So Chris Paul here kind of resurrecting his career, and I'm all here for it, folks. Did it with the Thunder last season, doing it here with the Suns this season, and beating the Mavericks. Mavericks floundering hard, folks. Truly unfortunate. Alrighty, Grizzlies and the Spurs, and the Grizzlies blow them out 133-102. Spurs, they're very up and down. This is why we haven't really been consistent on them. They show, great signs of defense, and then they lose by 30. So, what's the deal here? So they definitely need more consistently. We never really bought the Spurs at 11-10 here. They're just a kind of a meh team to me, unfortunately. No reason why they should be losing that big to the Grizzlies, but let's give it up for John Morant. He's having a great season, so we'll give him that. And then the Pistons-Nuggets game, that was postponed yesterday because of COVID, so unfortunate there. Yeah, that's basically all we have to say. I have to say about that game. Alrighty, let's go a little bit deeper into these stats now. Here we go. We'll start here with Lakers and the Hawks. We'll start here with the Lakers and, LeBron James, 21 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds. Just a solid game by him. Looking at the points, you would say it's probably a little lackluster, but when he scored them in the fourth quarter, kind of a lower scoring game, and still got great contribution from a lot of the other players. So very, very great game by LeBron James. Huge 3 in the fourth quarter, clutch shots in the fourth quarter, and, the man is not slowing down. Anthony Davis, 25 points, but a little light on the boards, only two rebounds, little unlikely by him, but he did shoot 71%, so he was still getting it done down low, just nobody was missing, so he couldn't get those rebounds. Marc Gasol, 6 rebounds, very well done, that's why he's there. KCP, 11 points. That's what we want from the man. Dennis Schroeder, 16 points. Once again, a little bit light, but he only took 1 3. So, he shot very well for the only 16 points. Like we said, kind of a lower scoring game as we see 107-99. It's not, 110, 120 to 120, 110, something like that. So, not a lot of points to be had in this game. So, everybody kind of equal disbursement here, getting everybody involved. Kyle Kuzma, 5 points, 1 of 3 from 3, 40% overall from the field. Just a mad game. Montrezl Harrell came alive in the fourth quarter as well. He was kind of an unstoppable scoring force, really kind of throughout the entire game. 19 points, 88% shooting, only missed 1 shot the entire game, and only missed 1 free throw, so 3 of 4 from the free throw line. So Montrezl Harrell, he shows glimpses. I mean, we saw this with the Clippers last season. He shows glimpses of real great games off the bench, but then we also get the not good games off the bench as well. The 1 point, the 2 point games, the 1 rebound games, the bad defense games. We get all that by him. So Montrezl Harrell definitely has to get a little bit more consistent, but hey, he steps up this game, so we give him a little bit of credit. Alrighty, let's go to the Hawks now. Trae Young, 25 points, 16 assists, folks. I absolutely love what Trae Young is doing this season. I'm Trae Young's biggest fan this season. I'm not afraid to admit it. I absolutely love it. He's taken the next step from last season to this season. Consistent scorer, consistent facilitator of the offense. I mean, the offense runs between him and Clint Capella, folks. Like, he's the main focus of the offense, and he's still scoring good, folks. This man is kind of Steph Curry-esque. He can do everything Steph Curry can. He hit the threes from deep quickly, quick, just pick up the dribble, quick release, run the pick and rolls, do the half-court lob passes. He can do all of that, folks. He's literally kind of a step behind Steph Curry. It's just Steph Curry is the greatest shooter of all time. So you're obviously going to be a little bit of a step back, in comparison to Curry. All right, Clint Capella, 16 points, 13 rebounds, gave Anthony Davis a little trouble. John Collins, he stepped up real big in this game. Some clutch shots by him to keep the lead close in the fourth quarter. 22 points, 7 rebounds. He shot 59%, 2 of 5 from the three. All right, what do we got on the bench? Rondo, he had a pretty decent game in the first half. I think he went a little ghost in the second half. And this game kind of got out of hand in the fourth quarter, at the start of the fourth quarter, because Trae Young wasn't in the game and Rondo was, and the Lakers just kept scoring and scoring and scoring. And really, I mean, the Hawks had a 10-point lead at one time in the fourth quarter, like early on, and the Lakers came back because Trae Young wasn't in the game. So we need better contribution from this team. That's why we really can't be too high on this Hawks team. I want to be really high on this team. I love Trae Young and Clint Capella, but that's really it. And John Collins is kind of consistent here. But this bench has got to get a little bit better. This is why we can't put them high in our top 10. It's unfortunate. So Lakers get the win, 107-99. Here we go. Hornets in the Heat, goes into overtime. Gordon Hayward, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. LaMelo Ball, his first time in the starting lineup, 14 points on 27% shooting. Not good. Like we said, just kind of his first game in the starting lineup, so let's give him a couple games here. Let's give him 3 games to kind of get into solid kind of rhythm here. I don't want to, I do want to see LaMelo Ball get into the starting lineup, but I don't want it to really affect the chemistry of this Hornets team, because this Hornets team is good and they can make a run for the playoffs. Let me quickly refresh here their standings here. Are they in the playoffs right now? They could be like the number 8 seed. Yeah, they are number 8 here. So they're right at the cutoff of the playoffs. And, it's kind of close. They got a 2-game advantage over the Bulls for the 8-9 spot. So I just don't want to see this Hornets team get worse because they added LaMelo Ball to the starting lineup. So we're going to give them a free pass in this game. Good 14 points, 7 assists. So still solid work out there, but the shooting percentage wasn't the greatest. Malik Monk off the bench had a freaking phenomenal game. 36 points, folks. 36 points on 61% shooting. He shot 9 of 13 from 3. The man shot 70% from 3 while taking 13 shots. It's honestly fantastic. So what a great game by him. Gordon Hayward, 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, getting it done. Cody Zeller, 19 points, 12 rebounds, 4 offensive. So this team, they all, work together. They all kind of, fight for each other. They go 100% in every game. They were down in the fourth quarter, folks, late, and they come back, turn it around, and force overtime. So absolutely love this Hornets team. All right, Jimmy Butler's in for this Heat team, and it was close. It was a close game. As we said, goes into overtime, but they couldn't get it done, unfortunately. Jimmy Butler, 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 0 of 3 from 3. Classic Jimmy Butler three-point shooting there. Bam Adebayo, 23 points, 9 rebounds. Tyler Hero, 11 points. Duncan Robinson, 16 points. Max Struss off the bench with 19 points. I've never heard of this man. He must be new here. And Andre Iguodala, solid 9 points off the bench as well. This man never ceases to amaze me. Andre Iguodala, he just keeps going and going and going and going. Always solid contributions off the bench, and any team he's on, honestly. So unfortunate for the Heat here, just losing overtime. But let's start respecting this Hornets team a little bit more, folks. Alrighty, Cavs and the Timberwolves. Let's go over this quickly. Still no Karl Anthony Towns for the T-Wolves, so really no point in talking about them too much. D'Angelo Russell, 18 points. I can get behind that a little bit. Malik Beasley, 19 points. Nobody putting up 20 points. Got to have somebody on that. Got to have somebody on your team putting up 20 points consistently, folks. And we know the Timberwolves don't have that. Alrighty, let's talk about this Cavs team, and we'll start here with Jared Allen because I'm big onto this man as well. 23 points and 18 rebounds, really just scoring whenever he wanted. We know Jared Allen, nobody can stop him down low because we just told y'all the Timberwolves have no beef down low. So Jared Allen just has a field day. Really propels him to the win. Colin Sexton, 26 points. That is fantastic. That's what we need to see from Colin Sexton on a nightly basis. And this Cavs team can kind of be like the Hawks team a little bit. Hawks, Trae Young, Clint Capella. Cavs can run kind of the same thing with Colin Sexton and Jared Allen. I think they kind of have that ability in them, but we definitely got to see Colin Sexton be a little bit more consistent. I don't worry about the consistency with Jared Allen because that man is always fantastic. So just Colin Sexton needs to be a little bit more consistent here, and he's got time, folks. What year is he in? Is he 2 or 3? Let's get this up. Draft pick in 2018, so this is his 3rd season. Experience 2 years. So, he's got time to transform into Trae Young and take that next step of, evolution in your basketball career. So, yes, this Cavs team is definitely rising. They've got some solid pieces here. Teron Prince, Jared Allen, Colin Sexton, Garland even has been stepping up pretty solid here. 19 points, 11 assists. So, this is a solid team. And JaVale McGee off the bench. That's a solid kind of, veteran. He's won rings. He knows what it takes. So, and then Andre Drummond, he's not going to be here any longer, unfortunately. This is a solid rising team. I just don't want to see Jared Allen's, kind of early prime here be wasted. So we'll see what happens here with the Cavs. But, don't expect any playoffs. Where are they at right now? Oh, the Cavs are number 7. Okay. They are 10 and 11. All right. So maybe we can buy the Cavs a little bit. Jared Allen, yeah, okay. All right, let's keep it up. I want to see them in the playoffs. I want to see Jared Allen in the playoffs, and I want to see Colin Sexton get a little bit more consistent. Alrighty, Bulls and Knicks. All right, who didn't step up for the Knicks? Well, we got Julius Randle with 23 points, 7 assists, and 11 rebounds, so he does what he does. RJ Barrett, 14 points, not bad. 7 rebounds, 3 assists. So the two big names for this kind of Knicks team solidly getting it done. Just nobody else really in the starting lineup anyway. Alfred Payton, 5 points. Mitchell Robinson, 9 points. Reggie Bullock, 4 points. But they did have some good contributions off the bench between Alec Burks with 18 points and Emmanuel Quickley. Back-to-back games having great success here. 16 points, 7 assists, and 6 rebounds all off the bench. Yes, sir. Give it up for Emmanuel Quickley having a really great season here. But the Bulls were a little frustrated in their previous loss, so they went a little extra hard here. And look at this starting lineup. Holy cow, the starters got it done. Patrick Williams, 10 points. Lauri Markkanen. There it is. Lauri Markkanen. 30 points, 5 rebounds. Holy cow. Daniel Gafford, 12 points, 9 rebounds. Zach LaVine, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Shot 50% from the 3 and 50% from the field. And Kobe White, 13 points, 6 assists. So that's how the starting lineup is supposed to look, folks. This is what I want to see from starting lineups. And then you get Thaddeus Young, solid contribution off the bench with 13 points, 8 assists, and 8 rebounds. Yes, this is exactly what I kind of want to see from, a role-playing team where everybody has to step up on a daily basis. This is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. This is what I want to see from the stats. Cavs need to do this. Hornets kind of need to do this. What other teams need to do this real quickly? Raptors definitely need to do that 100%. Knicks need to do that 100%. Magic need to do that 100%. So this is what I mean when I say rising teams full of role players. This is the stat lines I want to see, folks. 10, 30, 12, 21, 13, and then a 13 up the bench. That's exactly it. And the Bulls win. I mean, folks, this is what I'm talking about. They win when they do this. All right, here we go. Let's move on. And the Bucs just absolutely blow out the Blazers. So here we go. Bucs 3-pointers. I mean, folks, they hit 21, and the Blazers only hit 15. So we'll start here with Chris Middleton, 17 points, 5 rebounds. He shot 4 of 4 from 3. Fantastic. Giannis, 18 points, a little light, but hey, I mean the three ball was hitting, so he didn't need to go down low and get all the boards and all the second chance points and just scoring in the paint. We see him taking no threes. Thank you. He only got to the line 3 times as well. Once again, kind of thank you, because we know he's not the greatest free throw shooter. What else we got here? Dante DiVincenzo. Everybody else stepped up, but not him. He needs to be the one. He really kind of needs to be the third best scoring option. Maybe you put Drew Holiday. So maybe Dante DiVincenzo needs to be the 4, but he's not even doing that here. 6 points. 1 of 3 from 3. Then we get Drew Holiday, 22 points, 2 of 3 from 3. DJ Augustine off the bench, 13 points, 4 of 6 from 3. Bobby Portis, 21 points off the bench, 3 of 5 from 3. Brian Forbes, 13 points off the bench, 3 of 5 from 3. The 3 ball was hitting all day last night for the Bucs, and when it is, this is what they can do. This is, the maximum potential. This is the ceiling for the Bucs, 130-something points when the 3 is falling, but they need the 3 to fall. But we know that doesn't happen all the time. Alrighty, the Blazers. Well, Damian Lillard only put up 17 points. Unfortunate. Gary Trent Jr. only put up 8 points, so that's exactly why they didn't have great success in this game. Yes, Nasir Little stepped up 30 points, but we need somebody else to do that. We need Damian Lillard to do that, and he didn't do that. Anthony Simons, once again, having a pretty solid career here, or season here off the bench. 15 points, 5 assists. Not great shooting, but he did shoot 3 of 8 from 3. So 33% overall from the field and 3 of 8 from 3. I can get behind that a little bit. Unfortunate for the Blazers. They didn't have Damian Lillard to step up. And we know when they don't have Nurkic and McCollum, they need Damian Lillard to put up 25 to 30 points, and they didn't get that. Alrighty, let's go to the Kings and the Pelicans, and the Pelicans absolutely floundered in the fourth quarter. Only putting up 15 points. De'Aaron Fox, let's start with him because he literally outscored the entire Pelicans in the fourth quarter. De'Aaron Fox had 17 points in the fourth quarter. Pelicans had 15 as a team. So De'Aaron Fox went absolutely off this game. 38 points, 12 assists, 4 rebounds. Has this man officially arrived? Has he reached Trae Young status, or is he still with, or is he still kind of like a, what do we just kind of compare him to? Are we going to say Colin Sexton? Is that who we were just saying? Colin Sexton, maybe. So yeah, let's go back here. De'Aaron Fox, has he finally arrived? Maybe. 38 points. De'Aaron Fox can play at the level that Trae Young is playing at right now, but we got to see more consistency. So 38 points from him, 12 assists. That's real good. What year is De'Aaron Fox in? Let's double check this. He third or fourth? Third. Alrighty. 4th season, 2017 draft. 3 years experience. Word. All right, so let's go back here. 38 points, 12 assists. Very well done. Buddy Hield, 16 points. Raquan Holmes, 17 points, 10 rebounds. Marvin Bagley, 10 points. Harrison Barnes, 24 points. Once again, this is what I want to see. This is a perfect game performance from the Kings. All their starters stepping it up. Multiple, 38-point game, 24-point game, and then 10, 17, 16. This is good, folks. This is what the Kings need to do on a nightly basis. We know they don't have the best bench. Hassan Whiteside's decent. Halliburton's decent. And they did very well on the boards. Some nice pieces there. 6 rebounds, 11 rebounds. Only 5 points both between them. So not great there. But when the starters are going absolutely beast mode, this bench doesn't need to put up the points. They just need to do everything else. Rebounding, assisting. All right. So Pelicans, they flopped in the fourth quarter, unfortunately. Lonzo Ball is kind of back to where he is. Yes, he had one great game where he put up 27 points like 2 games ago. But now he's, settling back into what he's doing. 14 points, 5 assists, just mediocre play out there. Brandon Ingram, 20 points, shot 1 of 7 from 3. Once again, kind of why they lose. They need Brandon Ingram to be the main scorer on this team. Love seeing Jackson Hayes back into the starting lineup, but, he needs to step it up as well. We know he hasn't really played a lot this season. Was he injured? Something along those lines. So, his first game back was 2 games ago, second game here. And, this goes back to last season. We needed to see him kind of step it up a little bit more here. So really kind of ambitious to have him, instant success here in the starting lineup. But I do believe his time will come because the man's got some real great athleticism for a big man. Off the bench, Josh Hart, 15 points. Zion had 17 points, 8 rebounds, shot 1 of 2 from 3. So just this Pelicans team, young squad here. They all need to start stepping it up. But we'll see who. So far, Brandon Ingram has really been stepping up consistently. Zion's been looking good. It's really just kind of Lonzo Ball. Eric Bledsoe's been decent. He put up 14 points this game. But this Pelicans team, definitely rising superstars here. Some rising stars, young Bucks. They'll be fine. They'll get it going. We'll see. We'll see. All right, here we go. Let's go Rockets now. Let's see what our favorite trio is doing. Wall, Oladipo, and Christian Wood. So here we go. John Wall, 18 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. Classic game. Victor Oladipo, 15 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. A little light there. Christian Wood, 18 points, 11 rebounds. Getting it done. Eric Gordon off the bench is the unsung hero on this team, and we got to give him more credit. He's been here with the small ball with the Rockets, knows how to fit in the system, and now that he's got Victor Oladipo and John Wall, he can just come off the bench and just be solid. 25 points by the man. Very well done. Look at this. Daniel House Jr., 13 points. DeMarcus Cousins, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Finally, DeMarcus Cousins, every time he gets to a good team, he's always injured, can't participate. Now he's on kind of really not a great team, at the beginning of the season. I don't think anybody's doubting that. But now he's having great success here on a good team. This could be the year that DeMarcus Cousins gets it done, folks, if he can stay healthy. 17 points, 8 rebounds off the bench in only 20 minutes. That's damn good, folks. This is a squad here. This is a true squad. Look at the starting lineup. Jashawn Tate, PJ Tucker, Christian Wood, Victor Oladipo, John Wall. And then your bench is Eric Gordon, DeMarcus Cousins, Daniel House Jr., Sterling Brown even. I'll give Sterling Brown. I'm a fan of him. So, yeah, I mean, folks, I love this Rockets team. I can't say it enough. I love this Rockets team, folks. Be on them big. Get on them in the ground floor right now. It's a perfect time to buy into the Rockets. Start betting them. -5, -7. Doesn't matter. If they ever get any points, always take it. Start getting in the ground floor here. This is the rising, emerging team. This is the Heat from last season in the bubble. They kind of took over by storm. They got to the finals. This Rockets team can get to the finals. It's going to be hard, but they've got the ability to do so. 7-game series against the Lakers, it will be hard. 7-game series against the Clippers, it will be hard. But I think they've got the talent to do so. Alrighty, the Thunder. Well, we just see right off the top, Dort's not having a good game, so yes, they're not going to win. And then we see Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 19 points, 5 assists, solid game from him, but they need Dort and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to both have 20-point games. That's what this offense is. That's what this team is. Luckily, everybody else kind of stepped up, so, if Dort did, maybe a little bit of a different outcome here in this game. We see Darius Bazley, 15 points, 6 rebounds, Al Horford, 12 points, 7 rebounds, and Theo Melendon, 11 points. Not the greatest, but hey. Alrighty, we can move off this team. We can move off this game. Let's go a little bit quicker here. What do we got? 2 more left, and then we can start talking about the All-Star voting. So here we go. Oh, my goodness. Suns and the Mavericks and Devin Booker. Do we have this? Did I have the buzzer beater? Did I save it? Unfortunate. Don't think I did. I liked the post-game interview with Chris Paul. Love hearing this man talk. He's just a true leader on the floor, and I love everything about it. Yeah, I did not save it, unfortunately. So we can't watch the buzzer beater. I apologize. But it was great. It was great. It was Devin Booker. 3 seconds left. Was there even 3 seconds? I think there was. 3 seconds left. Gets it. Just kind of catch, shoot 3. Squares up. And he drains it, and they win the game because of it. So very well done, Devin Booker. Did we mention it was his first game back? It was. 24 points by that man and the game winner. Chris Paul, absolutely monster. Chris Paul is like, oh, I forgot. I kind of have to let, Devin Booker score. He's the main scorer here. I kind of forgot because he's been out for 2-3 games, and I've had to kind of take over and carry. So he still was carrying this game, even with Devin Booker in the lineup. 34 points. 9 assists, 9 rebounds, 70% shooting, 14 of 20. 14 of 20. Now, if you guys are even going to bring this up, I don't want to hear it. But yes, he did kind of miss the potential game-winning layup. Unfortunately, bad bounce on the rim. But I'm excusing it because they ended up winning the game, so I don't care that he missed a potential if they still win the game. And he went out and balled out. So I don't care about that missed layup. All right, DeAndre Ayton is still getting it done. Folks, this is a nice big three as well. Paul, Booker, and DeAndre Ayton. Ooh, real good. All right, DeAndre Ayton, 10 points, 17 rebounds, 6 offensive. I love it. Everything about this team. Great leader, great shooter, great down low. Now, they just don't have the best bench. It's an all right bench. It's an all right bench. Frank Kaminsky, I do like his game. 11 points, 4 rebounds in 15 minutes off the bench. I can get behind that. They still got McCall Bridges. He put up 10 points. Cameron Johnson, he put up 10 points. So this is a solid team, definitely. I think, are they in the playoffs right now? Let's double check. Yeah, it's number 6. So fantastic. Would love to see Chris Paul make another postseason run this season on a different team. Can they upset anybody? Right now, they would have to face... right now they'd have to face the Lakers. That's something you don't want to do, so I would definitely try to improve your record as much as you can, because I do not want to face the Lakers first round. They would not beat the Lakers first round. I do not think so. But this is a solid team. Definitely a team that you can, constantly root for, constantly kind of bet, and they will most likely pay it off most of the time. So this is a solid team. Love it. Mavericks, do not buy into them at all. Look at this, folks. Dorian Finney-Smith, 5 points. Maxi Kleber, 2 points. Not getting it done. KP, Kristaps Porzingis, 19 points, 10 rebounds. Solid work there. Luka Doncic, 25 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Classic Luka game. And once again, just not translating to wins. Not finishing in the fourth quarter, getting hit by buzzer beaters, just not playing the entire game. This Mavericks team, there's some bad mojo about them. I don't know what is wrong with it. I don't know what is wrong with the team, folks. They've got the points, they've got the scoring, they've got the pieces. They're just not winning. There's no reason why this Mavericks team should only have 8 wins. They got 8 wins right now. Where's Dallas? Look at this. Number 13 in the West. That's absolutely disgusting. The Thunder are better than them. The Kings are better than them. The Spurs, Rockets, Blazers, Warriors, all better than them. Should that be the case? No. They should be better than the Thunder. They kind of should be better than the Kings, and I am a fan of the Kings. They should be better than the Spurs, and definitely better than the Blazers. Well, not definitely. Definitely better than the Warriors. Maybe they got more pieces than the Warriors do, and the Warriors are having more success than them. So this Mavericks team, oh, how the mighty have fallen, right? They had one great success last season. That was really it. And this just goes to show, maintaining greatness in any league. Football, basketball, doesn't matter. It's hard to do, folks. So can we start praising some dynasties, some greatest of all times? Brady, LeBron, Steph Curry. Can we start praising them more because we see what they do on a year-to-year basis, 5-year basis, 7-year basis, 10-year stretch, 15-year stretch, 20-year stretch. They're all still fantastic. Brady's in the Super Bowl this year. LeBron just won a ring last year. Give credit to the greatest, folks. You have to. I order you to. Takes by Fans orders you to give credit to the greatness. Alrighty, and then the last game, we can go through this quickly. Grizzlies and the Spurs. Let's shout out Ja Morant. 13 points, 8 assists. Not great, but hey, he's facilitating the floor. This is kind of the next person that I want to see take the step. We saw Trae Young take the next step. Ja Morant can take the next step. I want to see De'Aaron Fox take that next step, and Colin Sexton all take that next step because they can all achieve what Trae Young is doing this season. So Ja Morant, little lackluster on the points, but they blew him out. So, and he had 8 assists to go along with it, so we can forgive the game. And he also only played 21 minutes. Solid. Oh my goodness, look at this. You can't even tell. If you're just looking at the minutes, you cannot tell who's starting and who was off the bench. Now, did they put in like their second string in the fourth quarter? Maybe. They may have done that, but it doesn't matter. They blew them out anyway, so they deserved it if they did it. They earned it. We could just, folks, literally everybody was contributing here. We'll just go top down. We'll just tell you. Here we go. Starting here. Brandon Clark, 18 points. Kyle Anderson, 17 points. Xavier Tillman, 10 points. Dylan Brooks, 13 points. John Morant, 13 points. Gorgie Dieng, 19 points. DeAnthony Melton, 17 points. Tyus Jones, 11 points. We're still going here. John Concher, 5 points, and Desmond Bain, 10 points. Folks. Look at all that. I mean, you could not, if you did not see the minutes, you could not tell who's the starters and who's the bench players. This is magnificent. What a team here. Everybody getting it done. And this is kind of why we're a little iffy on the Spurs. Why did they just allow this if they're such a great defensive team at home? Not great. DeMar DeRozan, only 14 points. He's got to be a leading scorer for this team. LaMarcus Aldridge, 12 points, 1 rebound. What is that about? Not great there. DeJounte Murray, 6 points. That's definitely not gonna get it done. Lonnie Walker, 4 points. So yes, we know why the Spurs lost. Their main pieces aren't stepping up. As in the Grizzlies, everybody stepped up. So the Grizzlies get a huge win, 133-102. Holy cow. Alrighty, let's quickly do our moneymaker, and then we'll go into the NBA All-Star voting. So let's see if we get any great value here in these games. We do have nationally television games, so let's point those out today. No more NBA TV, NBA League Pass only. We got Clippers Nets 7:30 on ABC, folks. This is gonna be a great game. I'm taking the Clippers. I'll tell you right now. I don't care what the spread is. I'm taking the Clippers. I'm swallowing the points. We'll tell you right now. We'll preface it with that. We're taking the Clippers. We know this Nets team has no great defense, and the Clippers have great defensive pieces. Kawhi Leonard can lock people down. Paul George can lock people down. So we're going to take the Clippers regardless of what the spread is. I think we could get some good value. We could get like Clippers plus 2.5, plus 1.5. So we'll see what it is, but we're taking it right off the rip. I don't care what it is. We're taking it. All right. And then also doubleheader, Celtics, Warriors, TNT, 10 o'clock. Probably won't be as good as Clippers Nets, but it's still a solid team. We get to watch, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, folks. Honestly, that's one of the most exciting tandems in the league right now, just to watch. I mean, this goes back to like last season too. I mean, they were great last season, and 2 seasons ago. I've been loving this tandem, but very great to watch. And then we get to watch Steph Curry. I can get behind that. So great games to watch for tonight. We already have one bet in mind. Clippers, we're taking them. Well, let's see if we get good value. Doesn't matter. We're taking them. If it's minus 10.5, it's unfortunate, but we'll have to take them. We already said we would. So here we go. The spreads for today's games. This isn't today. Let's get this updated. All right, here we go. These are the lines for today. So here we go. A couple of games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, here we go. Raptors, Magic. Magic plus 6. Well, we just told you we're selling completely our Magic stock, so we would never take that. I'm not taking Raptors minus 6 because I don't trust them consistently. In this game, I expect the Raptors to win. But will somebody step up because, they're taking over for Aaron Gordon? Possibly. So we're just going to stay away from this. I'm not taking the Magic, and I don't trust the Raptors quite yet. We just told y'all we're selling our Magic stock, and this Raptors team is on the decline of kind of their mini dynasty that they're on. Alrighty, Clippers Nets and Clippers minus 1.5. We'll take that. We'll take it. Thought we were going to get a little bit better value. Unfortunate, but the Clippers play defense, and the Nets have shown that they cannot play any type of defense anywhere. Now, James Harden, I think, is going to be in the starting lineup, so they're going to have KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. That is good for them. But at the end of the day, we're still going to take the Clippers because of the defense. Now, if the Nets show that they have great defense this game, then we can, use that information for next time. But for right now, we're taking the Clippers until they show it. So Clippers all day. I think they win outright, honestly. So Clippers, easy pick there. We're taking it. Grizzlies, Pacers minus 5, Grizzlies plus 5. We just saw their extraordinary matchup last night against the Spurs. Everybody getting it done. Can they keep it going? Plus the 5 here. This Pacers team, they kind of shown in the fourth quarter they can't really get it done. This is interesting. This is an interesting one to take. We may take Grizzlies plus 5. Let's see if we get any good value anywhere else. Blazers, Wizards, Blazers plus 2. Wizards, they're kind of on a roll right now. Dangerous. Can they go back-to-back games of, Russell Westbrook going absolutely fantastic and not turning over the ball 40 times and putting up 40 points in the game winner? Probably not. Probably not. This Blazers team got absolutely destroyed last night. I'm going to stay away from them. Let's kind of see how they rebound, and then we'll take that information for next game. So not any great value here. Blazers, Wizards, Blazers +2. Not feeling it. Celtics, Warriors, Warriors +2.5. Celtics -2.5. So I do like this Warriors team. I do. The Celtics team, they're not going to have. They're not going to have. Who's their guy? Marcus Smart. He's not going to be in the starting lineup, so their firepower is dwindling a little bit. The Celtics team, they're just not as good as they were last year, and I'm not ready to buy into them 100%. So I think we're going to have to stay away from this game too. Celtics, Warriors. Warriors at home is good, but this Celtics team, they're just not deep. All right, and then the last game, Pistons and Jazz. That game should be go. Seeing the Pistons kind of with the COVID situation last night, having their game postponed, but they should be all good to go for this game against the Jazz, and it's Jazz -12, and I'm not even going to swallow that. That's too many to swallow here, even though I do think they win the game hands down, kind of rebounding from that Nuggets loss. Pistons kind of out of rhythm because they couldn't play last night. Alrighty, so let's go back. What was it? We'll take the Grizzlies +5. So this is what we got today. Clippers -1.5, Grizzlies +5. This is what we're going to rock with. Yeah. It's going to be our moneymaker. Only a 2-teamer today. Let's go back a little bit. We got a little bit ahead of ourselves with the 4-teamer that we tried to squeeze in yesterday. So let's just get back on track here. 6 games to choose from. Decent value here with these 2 teams. So this is what we got. Clippers -1.5, Grizzlies +5. Do we take the Warriors too? Did we jack it up? Primetime game. You can play along at home. No. No. I do kind of like the Warriors +2.5 a little bit. So if you're thinking about that, I do endorse that as well. Alrighty, let's go to this right here. Our NBA All-Star voting. Voting is now open. So we're going to submit our top 10. Top 5 for the East, top 5 for the West. This is what we got here. So let's start here. We'll start here with the East in the guards. Here we go. Alrighty. Well, right off the rip, do they order these? Yeah, they order these by fantasy points, it looks like. Alrighty, so at least they're a little bit in order. Right off the rip, we see Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving, Jaylen Brown, Trae Young, Zach LaVine, James Harden, Colin Sexton, and Bogdan Malcolm. Alrighty, right off the rip, we're going to do Trae Young. Folks, we're talking about this man every single day. He's impressed me so much. What is his official averages here? 27 points a game, 9 assists, 4 rebounds. God damn. Yes, sir. I mean, look at this. Yes, a couple of people are averaging more points than him, but nobody's even close to those 9 assists. Bradley Beal, 35 points. I'll round it up. 4 assists, 4.7. You can round it up to 5. Kyrie Irving, 27 points, 6 assists. Jaylen Brown, 27 points, 3 assists. Trae Young is doing 27 and 9 and 4. 27, 9 and 4. This man is going absolutely crazy. This man deserves to be an all-star, and he's getting our main vote. He's our number 1 vote for guards in the East. I love what this man is doing, folks. Buy into the Hawks. If you're not a fan of the Hawks, if you haven't even watched a Hawk game, make sure you do that, folks. Watch Trae Young. The man plays exactly like Steph Curry, folks. Truly. He's fantastic. He's taken that step this season. I know I say that every day and multiple times a day, but folks, I see it every single game. The man he's not slowing down. He kind of has, the athleticism of Russell Westbrook with Steph Curry. He's good. I love it, folks. So Trae Young is definitely getting a vote from us. Now, who is going to be our second guard? Do we do Bradley Beal? He's all right. Not a big fan of his kind of attitude this season. What do we got here? Let's see if we see anybody else a little bit down here on the list. We see Tyler Hero, RJ Barrett, Kyle Lowry. Definitely not Kyle Lowry. The man hasn't really been that consistent in my opinion. Goran Dragic hasn't played a lot of games, so his averages are down a little bit. Now we're getting to Marcus Smart territory, and this man is not having great success. Ooh, LaMelo Ball. Let's see. 12, 6, and wow, he's averaging 12, 6, and 6, and the man has been off the bench the entire season. Woo, what a game by him. Do we give this man a vote? Do we give LaMelo Ball a vote? Oh, it's crazy. I don't want to give Bradley Beal the vote. Kyrie Irving, I'm not going to give the vote to. Jaylen Brown. He's good. Not going to give him the vote. Colin Sexton, James Harden. I don't want to give James Harden the vote. Should we give? I don't want to be a contrarian and not do like the best players. I definitely think Trae Young is the best guard in the East. I think single-handedly. This is why we voted him. Interesting. I kind of want to give it to LaMelo Ball, honestly. First game in the starting lineup last night. Not the best performance, but do you see his averages here? I did not know he was doing this good. I know he was doing good off the bench, but not this good. 12, 6, and 6. That's real great. I think I'm going to give it to LaMelo Ball. Obviously, Bradley Beal's great. Nobody's doubting that. Kyrie Irving's great. He's on a stacked team. Wizards are having no wins, so it's not translating. Yes, your individual performance is good, but it's not translating to wins. Nets are full of talent, so who deserves the one vote? You know what I mean? Jaylen Brown, he's good. I don't really think he elevates those around him, though. I think that's kind of the one knock I have on Jaylen Brown. He's a fantastic individual talent, and he works well with Jason Tatum. But Kemba Walker's not doing great. Why is that? I want to see Jaylen Brown kind of elevate those around him. Zach LaVine's great. He's just on the Bulls, and it's not translating to win. So, yes, we're going to put LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball, Trae Young, those are our two guards in the East, folks. Their performances are translating to wins for their teams. I mean, folks, they're currently both in the playoffs right now. Right here. Hawks are, did we say number 8 in the East? And the Hornets are number 8 in the East. And the Hawks are, why can't I see these Hawks? Where are these Hawks at? Yeah, number 6. So yes, we're submitting this. Trae Young, LaMelo Ball. Those are our two guards. All right, let's go to, how do we get back here? All right, so Trae Young. All right, let's go to the front court now. Who do we got here in the East? Well, we got to go give it right off the rip to Joel Embiid. He's dominating. He's kind of the glue that is making the 76ers team fantastic. He's our MVP early. We're not going to put Giannis in there. The free throws, the three-point shooting, I don't want to hear it. Kevin Durant, yes, I mean, same thing, like kind of why we didn't put Kyrie Irving and James Harden, just because who is the one that is doing all the credit there. Alrighty, Jason Tatum. I think we're going to vote for him. This man is absolutely fantastic. He's great every single game. He took a couple games off this season for injury or something like that, maybe because of the health and safety. But, first game back, the man is instantly fine. So, Embiid, Jason Tatum so far. Now we need the one more. Tobias Harris is an option. He's really very good. I'm not going to do the two on the same team, though. So we're going to go Joel Embiid over Tobias Harris. Jared Allen. Jared Allen. That's who we're going to give it to. Do we do Clint Capella? Well, we already did Trae Young. Where is Jared Allen? Here he is. He's averaging 12, 1, and 12, 1, and 9. Fantastic. Kind of going around in, with the Nets early on, and now he's on the bench of the Cavs getting elevated to the starting lineup. So we're going to give it to Jared Allen. The man, wherever he goes, he's contributing to wins. We just saw it last night. They win because kind of Jared Allen, just eating the boards, eating on the glass. So eating down low all game. So, yes, I mean, I think we've got it here with our forwards. Jared Allen. Oh, look at this. Daniel Tice. The man should not even be an option. Do not vote for Daniel Tice, please. Anybody else down here that we're missing? JaVale McGee, why would we do that? DeAndre Jordan, once again, why would we do that? I really kind of wish that the Nets would have kept Jared Allen over DeAndre Jordan, honestly. Definitely not giving it to Robert Williams. That man is not that great. Alrighty. We've got our forwards. We got our front court. Embiid, Tatum, and Jared Allen. Obviously, we could have did Kevin Durant. I mean, that's an easy option, and I wouldn't knock you if you did that. I get it. But I really don't think Giannis deserves it. Vucevic definitely doesn't. He's not consistent. Julius Randle, we need to see more from him first. So, alrighty. I think we finished our East, folks. We finished our East. This is what we got. Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, Jared Allen, Jason Tatum, and Joel Embiid. And honestly, I would rock with that team. Yeah. Like if we could just build our own team and, like ultimate team, but in real life, I would love to see this team on the floor together. Embiid, Jared Allen down low. You get the nice, Trae Young with the 3. Jason Tatum can hit the 3. LaMelo Ball can facilitate the floor and hit the 3. Yeah. All righty. The East. LaMelo Ball, Trae Young, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, and Jared Allen. All righty. Let's go to the West now. We'll start here with the guards in the West. All righty. Here we go. What do we got? Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, Luka Doncic, CJ McCollum, Devin Booker. I think we got to go and do Devin Booker. He's averaging 22, 23, 4, and 3, so not bad there. I mean, he's a scorer. He will score the ball. We just hit the buzzer beater last night, took 2 games off, and just instantly back in the lineup. No problems there. Unfortunately, do we do Devin Booker or do we do Chris Paul? Who is impressing us a little bit more on this team? And I think I got to actually remove the vote from Devin Booker and give it to Chris Paul because, those games where Devin Booker is not on the floor, Chris Paul is holding it down. He's holding it down single-handedly. I think we're going to shout out Chris Paul here and give Chris Paul the first nod here. Let's make sure we're not missing anybody else, and we still got to pick somebody else. Look at this Lonzo Ball. That's laughable. We never vote for that man. We would never vote for that man. His brother is better, folks, truly. His first year in, the brother is already better. Alrighty, not looking anything good here. Down here, Grayson Allen. Once again, a little laughable there. He's doing all right, but not an all-star. All right, let's go back up to the top. We still need one more guard. Not going to give it to Luka. His performance isn't translating to win, so we're not going to say that's an all-star performance. Got to elevate those around you. De'Aaron Fox is definitely an interesting option. I think I want to see a little bit more from the Kings first. Damian Lillard is carrying this Portland team. Are they in the playoffs right now? This might be our deciding factor. They are number 8 right now, right at the cusp, and, he's doing it without CJ McCollum, without Nurkic, really doing it all. We saw him hit the 44-point game buzzer beater over the, who was it? I'm blanking. But, hitting the game winner. Pacers, was it? Steph Curry's an interesting option as well. He's always great. What is he averaging? 27, 6, and 5, and Damian Lillard's averaging 29, 7, and 5. Oof. CJ McCollum, obviously he hasn't been here in a while. Donovan Mitchell. All right, I think we've got our final 2 here. Do we do Donovan Mitchell or Damian Lillard? Donovan Mitchell's averaging 22, 5, and 4. The team performed well without him, unfortunately. I think that's going to be kind of our deciding factor between Damian Lillard and Donovan Mitchell is that, those games that Donovan Mitchell wasn't playing, Joe Ingles steps up. Mike Conley steps up. So we're going to lock in Damian Lillard and Chris Paul. And I also want to shout out John Morant. This is an honorable mention. If there was 3, I probably would have squeezed John Morant in. Great season here so far by him. So, I think we've got our guards in the West. Chris Paul and Damian Lillard. All right, now let's go to the front court in the West. Let's see. Do we like anybody right off the rip? Well, we got to go LeBron James. So what he's doing in the season is obviously fantastic. Just winning the ring, already averaging 25, 7, and 7. Absolutely magnificent. And I think we got to go. Do we give Jokic the nod too? I mean, what he's doing there with the Nuggets is just absolutely incredible. Down low at the 3-point line, he's folks, he just had 22 in the first quarter. Really single-handedly won in the game against the Jazz. So, I think we're locking in early, Jokic and James. Now we need one more. Do we give it to Kawhi Leonard or Paul George? Interesting there. Not going to do AD because we got LeBron too, even though AD could be a very solid choice. Oh, I think we're going to do Christian Wood. Christian Wood averaging 23, 1, and 10, almost 23, 1, and 11. We can round it up. He's part of this Rockets team that I absolutely love. I'm not going to give it to Porzingis. He's not translating to wins. I want to see wins. Same thing with Brandon Ingram. Just kind of not too consistent quite yet. He's having a great season, don't get us wrong, but I do want to see a little bit more consistency and a little bit more wins from this Pelicans team. Michael Porter Jr., he's missed a couple of games, so unfortunate there. Karl Anthony Towns, once again, we could vote for him, but he hasn't really played a lot this season. No fault to his own, unfortunately. Montrezl Harrell, Al Horford, we're talking about bench players here. Carmelo, we're going down quickly here. We're going down talent-wise quickly here the further we scroll down. So, I think that, this is pretty easy. This is solid. Yeah, Jokic, James, and Christian Wood. I love, yes. Alrighty, so we've got it here with the West. Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, Christian Wood, Jokic, and James. And, if we're looking at the head-to-head matchup, I honestly think the talent in the East is a little bit better than the talent in the West overall. West, I think, have a little bit better teams, full teams, but, individual talent, I think I got to give it to the West. Trae Young, LaMelo Ball, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, and Jared Allen versus Chris Paul, Damian Lillard, LeBron James, Jokic, and Christian Wood. This is our official all-star voting selection here by Takes by Fans. This is where we see the best players in the league, folks. This is how we see it. Great performances, translating to wins, carrying teams when, you're the only guy out there, Damian Lillard, Chris Paul. I absolutely love it. And then we're, putting Christian Wood on here because I love his contribution here for this Rockets team. It's really been absolutely fantastic here ever since, James Harden has gone. This is a new team. This Rockets team is good now. So we feel very confident on this. Obviously, you could have probably put Kawhi Leonard in here. You could have probably fit him in here, but I think I like these other players a little bit better than Kawhi Leonard. And don't get me wrong, Kawhi Leonard's fantastic. He's great. He does what he does every game. No doubt about it. Does he make his team around him better? Yeah, a little bit. But this is what we got. Let's review and submit. Here we go. We will fill all this out later. We're not going to fill this out now. But these are our official picks. Love it. Alrighty, let's go to our last topic of today. We're going to go and look back on Takes by Fans on September 8th, 2020, when we broke down the Tampa Bay Bucs, see what we said about them, were we right? I mean, did we make any bold predictions? I mean, folks, they had all that talent. Did we go bold? Did we say they weren't going to be good? Did we say they would go 16-0? Let's see what we said. So we did this with the Chiefs yesterday. We're doing it with the Bucs today, and then we'll move on, for next week, getting a little bit more in depth. I think we're going to start looking at their matchup this season and kind of watch that for the next couple of days to kind of solidify our final Super Bowl week here. So let's cue this up for sound. Take a couple seconds here. Not even seconds. Milliseconds. No, seconds. Since we're still doing it. But yeah, let's turn this off. Alrighty, let's turn this on, slide that up all the way, and we should be good now. Alrighty, so should be louder than last time. And here we go. So, like what we did yesterday, we're going to talk about, what they did this season or what they did in the offseason and their schedule. We've got their schedule brought up so we can kind of see where we predicted their losses and wins correctly. And here we go. What Takes by Fans said in the offseason for the Tampa Bay Bucs, who are now in the Super Bowl. As we said, you can see we posted this video September 8th, 2020, folks. So before the season started. Here we go. This is what we had to say on the Bucs. Let's let it roll. Alrighty, so we got to finish off with the Tampa Bay Bucs, the last team in the NFC South. What did they do last year, 7-9? Well, we can't even really go off of last year because they get rid of Jameis Winston. They bring in Tom Brady. That is a major overhaul. Bruce Arians, still the head coach, good coach. He was able to kind of coach Jameis Winston to mediocre seasons after throwing 30 interceptions. So, he's a good coach there. And, truly good coach, still having success with Tom Brady. I mean, he made it work, like what we said, with the 30 interceptions by Jameis Winston and still win 7-9. So, yes, Bruce Arians is definitely kind of proving that he is an elite coach. Just needs. All the coaches need pieces. Brady, Belichick, obviously, Patrick Mahomes, and Andy Reid. I mean, we haven't really seen Andy Reid too much success. Yes, he got to some Super Bowl with the Eagles, just couldn't really get it done. And now he's got, the amazing quarterback that he does, and he's winning rings consistently, basically. So, yeah. Bruce Arians, good coach. Tom Brady, we'll talk about him first. 61% completion percentage, kind of the lowest of his career last year. 4,000 yards, 24 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, so still about 3-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. He's throwing for above 400 yards. Just the completion percentage is just a little low, but he has weapons to compensate for that. So this is all we need to know about the Bucs. This is it. This one picture, this one tweet, that gives you everything you need to know. You've got Mike Evans, tall, fast, one of the best receivers in the league. He was kind of trying to make it work with Jameis Winston throwing the ball. So now that he has, the GOAT throwing to him,
he's going to go wild. They have Chris Godwin, opposite side of Mike Evans, great number 2 receiver. They bring in Rob
We
Gronkowski,
didn't even know about
best
AB
tight
at
end
this
in
time,
the league.
folks.
Hopefully his back holds up. They bring in Leonard Fournette, and then they have LaShawn McCoy and Ronald Jones as number 2 and 3 running back. They are stacked offensively, folks. And
Ronald Jones is still the number 1 running back for the Bucs. So I mean, folks, they're just got LaShawn McCoy and Leonard Fournette as in the 2 and 3 because they're rocking with Ronald Jones still.
Jameis Winston is going to lead them at 7-9 with just Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. What is Tom Brady going to lead them with all those weapons, plus Leonard Fournette, plus Rob Gronkowski? Come on, folks. Let's not be wild here. Tom Brady still has at least one good year left in the tank, right?
Well, yes, he did. He does. What do we got here for Tom Brady this season, folks? 65% completion percentage. You can bump it up to 66. I love 62 to 65. Like coming into the season, that was our metric, 62 to 65, and Tom Brady was above 65%. So magnificent there. 4,633 yards. Fantastic. Touchdown to interception ratio. 40 touchdowns, 12 picks. Tom Brady, still the GOAT, folks. Still had a fantastic season. So, yes, he still had one great season left in the tank.
So on their defense, I mean, they're good up front on the defensive line. They got Jason Pierre-Paul and Ndamukong Suh. Shaquille Barrett at the linebacker position, but they went heavy kind of on the defensive end as well in the draft. First round pick, they do bring in an offensive tackle to kind of secure Brady.
And just to go on their defense a little bit, of like what we said, yes, they can stop the run very well because they got, they're front loaded on the front line and they got decent linebackers. And, that's kind of what we've been saying all season. The Bucs have no problem stopping the run. They did that all postseason. That's why they stopped the Packers. The Packers could not run on this Bucs team, forcing Aaron Rodgers to throw it every single play. So yes, this Bucs team, the defense, run heavy, stopping
a little bit, and then in the second round they get a safety, kind of shore up that defense just a little bit more because it is kind of lacking. The offense is very good. The up front defensive line is very good. Just kind of from linebackers on, which you obviously need, is kind of lacking just slightly. But Bruce Arians, good coach. I expect him to kind of shore everything up defensively.
He has done that.
If they don't, they're not afraid to go and score 40 points a game with this offense, right? So if you can't stop them defensively, you could definitely outscore them offensively. Leonard.
Alrighty, well, we just said if you can't stop them defensively, you can just outscore them offensively. So let's kind of take a look at the Bucs schedule this season and see, how many points, a game they were putting up. So here we go. Couldn't outscore the Saints in week 1, unfortunately. And then they put up 31 week 2, 28 points. Holy cow. They outscored the Chargers 38-31. So yes, they can score whenever they want. They lost to the Bears 19-20. Oh, that's a bad loss. Oh God, you can't be losing to Mitch Trubisky. Alrighty, Packers outscored them 38-10. Holy cow. Raiders, they beat them 45-20. Giants 25-23, closer game there. Saints, they could not do anything in their second meeting, losing 3-38. And then they're back to winning. Carolina Panthers just outscored them 46 points. Holy cow. They were not afraid to put up 40 points, folks. This is 1-2 times already this season, and we got more coming. Against the Rams, 24-27, lose there. Lose against the Chiefs, 24-27. Couldn't outscore those kind of elite teams. Vikings, 26-14. And then these last couple weeks before the playoffs, folks, they were right on the money. Over the Falcons, 31-27. Detroit Lions, 47-40. Atlanta Falcons, again, 44-27. So, yes, they've put up 4 40-point games. So, we were a little right in, what we said here. They were not afraid to put up 40 points whenever they wanted. 4 games of doing that. Absolutely incredible.
Fournette, 1,100 yards last year. He only did have 3 touchdowns, but they weren't using them in the red zone because it's Jacksonville, and they obviously don't use their key pieces, right? That's why they are dysfunctional. Doug Marrone is not a good head coach, not utilizing talent.
Once again, I mean, folks, we're calling out coaches that got fired. I think we brought up Bill O'Brien last night in our kind of Chiefs refresher, and that we were just bringing up Doug Marrone here for the Bucs refresher. Yes, both those coaches got fired. So, we were right on the money. We know bad coaches when we see them, right? All right, here we go.
Mike Evans, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns, and that's with Jameis Winston. So, this is a huge upgrade with Tom Brady, man. You've got to love it. And they have Todd Bowles as a defensive coordinator.
All right, let's do the Mike Evans thing first. So, yes, I mean, Mike Evans is a great receiver, but he really didn't elevate his play too much yards-wise, as at least, of what he was doing with Jameis Winston and Tom Brady, just the differences. So we see here this season with Tom Brady, he only caught 1,000 yards, which is good. I mean, that's what you want your receivers at, 1,000 yards or more. And then he did have 13 touchdowns. So that's something that Jameis Winston really couldn't do too much with Mike Evans, as we see in 2019, 8 touchdowns, 2018, 8 touchdowns, 2017, 5 touchdowns. He did have 2 seasons where 2016 he did have 12 touchdowns, and 2014 he did have 12 touchdowns as well. So with Tom Brady, he had the most touchdowns in a season in his career. Just a yardage, one of his least yardage seasons in his career, actually his second least, with 1,000 yards. So touchdowns went up, yards really kind of stayed at 1,000, which is good, but the least thousands he's ever scored in his career. So a little interesting there. But he did have more touchdowns, so I guess we were right about that a little bit.
He couldn't really cut it as a head coach, as we all saw with the Jets. But defensive coordinator really cut it as a head.
Let's go back on this this Todd Bowles segment that we're talking about.
They have Todd Bowles as a defensive coordinator. He couldn't really cut it as a head coach, as we all saw with the Jets. But defensive coordinator, definitely where he fits, and we'll see how he's able to kind of coach up this kind of lackluster defensive squad.
Yeah, definitely not a lackluster defensive squad, but yeah, Todd Bowles, folks, not everybody makes a great head coach. Todd Bowles is a fantastic defensive coordinator. Folks, you have to be good at defense to get down to the Super Bowl. Yes, you can talk about the offense, but look at that defense. Picking off Aaron Rodgers, forcing the fumbles, not breaking in the red zone, forcing them to go for field goals. So we definitely praise Todd Bowles of what he did here for this season with the Bucs. Absolutely fantastic.
But, if you go 7-9 with Jameis Winston, you obviously have to be better than that with bringing in Tom Brady, right?
And they were.
Right.
What was it, 11-5 officially? Is that their record? Let's quickly bring this up. And we got their schedule here. So, yeah, 11-5 this season. Definitely a big upgrade over Jameis Winston. Not, 7-9, 8-8 like they were with Jameis Winston. So, yeah, Tom Brady, 3 games better than Jameis Winston because he doesn't turn the ball over all the time. All right, now we're going to start breaking down their schedule, and now we can start seeing, if our official predictions were right or wrong. Here we go.
All right, so let's just get right into it. Now. Their schedule, they probably split against the Saints. As I said, the Saints win the home opener. They probably don't.
So, Saints win the home opener. They did not split against the Saints. They had trouble against the Saints in both meetings, as we saw. First meeting, obviously, with Tom Brady, first time in the system, in game speed. They lose against the Saints 23-34. And then that second meeting against the Saints wasn't any better, only putting up 3 points. That will never get it done. So, they did not split against the Saints. They lost both games against the Saints.
But they beat the Panthers, and they'll beat them twice. They'll beat the Broncos. They'll beat the Chargers.
Alrighty, they'll beat the Panthers, we said they would beat them twice, and they would beat the Broncos and Chargers. So let's see what they did against these teams. They beat the Panthers once, 31-27, and then they beat them twice. Yes, all right, so they beat them both twice. They beat the Broncos. They beat the Chargers. Now we have another loss here coming up with the Bears. Let's see what we said about that. I have not prefaced this. I have not watched this, but I'm assuming I said they beat the Bears because it's Mitch Trubisky, folks. I wasn't buying into him in the preseason. I don't think so. We'll see. Let's see.
They'll beat the Bears.
They'll beat the Bears. No, they
did not. I think they'll beat the Green Bay Packers. I just don't like that defense of Green Bay. I don't think they have any real good pieces, and I think kind of their perception is a little inflated with that 13-3 record that they did last season. So I think they beat the Packers.
Alrighty, the Packers. Did they beat the Packers? Yes, they did, 38-10. So, yes, that defense of the Packers that we mentioned did not show up that game, 38 points that they let up.
They beat the Raiders. They beat the Giants. They beat the Saints the second time around. They beat the Panthers.
Alrighty, they beat the Giants and the Raiders and the Giants. We know, obviously, they don't beat the Saints, and we do know that they beat the Panthers for the second time. So, we said they beat the Giants and they beat the Raiders. Let's double-check that. Against the Raiders, they win 45-20. Against the Giants, they win 25-23. So we're right on that. Let's keep it going. Obviously not hard to get right, but
the Rams team going to be a little interesting there, but I think they win it. They are at home against the Chiefs, but I mean it's the Chiefs, so we have to give them a loss there.
Alrighty.
Once again,
Alrighty, so we said that they would lose against the Chiefs. That was correct, but we also said they would lose or they would win against the Rams, and they lost. So one right there because it's the Chiefs. We knew the Chiefs were good coming into the the preseason.
At home for the Vikings, we can give them a win there. They beat the Falcons. They beat them twice, and then they beat the Lions. So once again, like a 13-3 record. Did I count it? I think I counted. I didn't count all their wins. So you have them losing against the Saints. We have them losing against the Chiefs. Is that it? Are they going 14-2? Yeah, I think they might go 14-2, man.
14-2, jeez.
14-2, I think. Yep.
We didn't factor in, the week one loss of trying to get it figured out and all that stuff. So a little high, a little ambitious on this 14-2 prediction.
We'll mark it 14-2 for this Bucs squad.
Marked it officially.
When
Damn.
you've got Tom Brady and you've got that great supporting offensive cast, and then you're throwing in games like the Raiders and the Giants and the Bears and the Broncos.
The Bears, oh no, folks, throwing in games like the Raiders and the Bears. They lost to the Bears. Oh, that's the one black mark on their record this season. They should not have lost against the Bears.
Oh boy, they're going to eat. They only have to face the Chiefs. They have to face the Saints twice. This Vikings game could kind of give them a little bit of trouble. I'm not really sure how I feel about the Rams just quite yet. But looking like 14-2. You can make the argument for 13-3, obviously, or even 12-4. But still making the playoffs.
We even went down to 12-4, potentially not even 11-5. So still wrong there. Damn it.
Contending in the division. But we'll have it marked at 14-2. Just the offense is it's incredible, obviously. Kind of matching up with the Saints a little bit. The Saints just have a tougher schedule with non-conference opponents, having to face the 49ers and the Chiefs. So, we'll have Bucs winning the division at 14-2, Saints claiming a wild card at 13-3.
Unfortunate. So we said they would win the division at 14-2. Unfortunate. They did not win the division, and they did not go 14-2. So a little off the mark there with the predictions. We thought they would be a little bit more better against the Saints. The fact that they lost both against the Saints, wasn't that promising. But hey, now they're in the Super Bowl. So, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't even matter. Lose those games against the Saints. Doesn't matter. You're here. You're in the big game. You beat them the third time. You beat the Saints the third time. So very well done to this Bucs team for what they were able to accomplish first season with Brady. Alrighty, that is going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. We'll be back tomorrow. Like I said, I think we're going to be breaking down the game. Chiefs, Bucs, they face this season. So, tomorrow's Wednesday. Let's start out, our final Wednesday film study. We'll watch the entire first quarter of the Bucs and Chiefs tomorrow. We'll go a quarter a day. So Wednesday, first quarter, Thursday, second quarter, Friday, third quarter, and Saturday, fourth quarter, leading us up to Sunday's big old game, folks. So that's kind of what we got the rest of the week. Kind of seeing what we said about the Chiefs and Bucs today, and we'll see we'll get our final solidified predictions. Chiefs, Bucs, come probably Friday or Saturday. Alrighty, so we're back tomorrow, live noon Eastern. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.